And splashdown. Crew 9 back on Earth.
Finally, talk about an epic travel delay. This is the moment two American astronauts returned to Earth after spending 9 months aboard the International Space Station in what was supposed to be a 10-day test mission. If you haven't been following the space saga, Suni Williams and Butch Wilmore have been at the ISS since last June because of issues with the Boeing Starliner, which malfunctioned. They caught a ride home about 24 hours ago alongside two others in the SpaceX Dragon capsule. Before they started their 17-hour trip home, astronaut Anne McLean from Spokane wished them well.
On behalf of Crew 9, I'd like to say it was a privilege to call station home.
To Crew 9, safe journey home.
We love you guys.
After the 121 million-mile journey, they splashed down off the Florida coast. Here's the moment they've been waiting for. The crew's
that is none other than Suni Williams. Big smile, big waves.
Taking her first breath of air here on Earth. If you missed the splashdown live stream, check this out. A pod of dolphins was spotted circling the capsule after it landed. Live drone footage captured them circling for several minutes as the crew worked to open the capsule door. So what's next for these astronauts? Well, after the capsule was unlatched, you might have noticed that they were all loaded onto stretchers, just like this. They had a quick medical evaluation, and then they were shuttled off to NASA's Johnson Space Center in Houston. Here they are arriving in Houston. Lots of hugs, big smiles. They'll be undergoing a more extensive evaluation. After 286 days in space, their bodies are still adjusting to gravity. So as they begin to readjust, NASA doctors will be looking for this. They'll be looking for their cardiac measures, blood pressure, vision, and neurological changes, because extended stays in space can impact the fluids in the body and the spine. So these are all things they're going to have to get officially cleared by medical professionals before they can resume their daily normal activities. So now we're waiting for the crew to be reunited with their families. That will also happen in Houston. Here's a picture they all took together right before they left last year. By the way, one of Butch's daughters is a senior in high school, so I'm sure he's happy to be home just in time for graduation season. And people around the world watched the astronauts return, including people in this village in India. This was at the temple in Suni's ancestral village. They all cheered Suni on as she touched down on Earth. So everybody paying attention to this incredible story of these astronauts who were in space 9 months longer than expected.
Yeah, it's going to take time, as you mentioned, to get reacquainted with gravity. You know, we heard from some astronauts yesterday that said when they return to Earth, even just like picking up a pencil, you know, it's just that sensation is kind of foreign at the moment after so much time in space.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of time in outer space too. You know, I wonder if they got paid overtime. You know, because that would be a ton of overtime.
I would imagine something.
300 plus days in a row.
Enough to buy your own space shuttle.
You would think,
probably,
right?
at this point, yeah.